Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back. Quick apologies to everyone with short attention spans like me. Didn't really have time to edit this video. I didn't give myself enough time to put some highlights over it. So unfortunately, you're stuck with this ugly face for however long this video is. I'll try and do better next time. But if you don't mind, please go follow the socials. If you came from TikTok, please go ahead and subscribe here. If you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, go follow my TikTok. Links, it's the same name on for both. And yeah, no, hope you enjoy this video. Anyways, see y'all. Enjoy it. Alright, so in all the series now, we're heading into the game threes, where the underdogs are now at home. And that makes things a little bit more interesting, at least for me, as I take home court advantage into serious effect here. But yeah, I'm gonna give a quick recap on most of these series. I think, as you saw with the headline, the Warriors, are they done? We'll get there, and in true influencer fashion, I put them last. So, if you really want to know what I think about the Warriors, either skip to the end or watch what I think about all of them. Gonna go ahead and get through some of these simple ones first. Starting off with probably the easiest one, the Boston Celtics have already won the series. It is pretty much over. And it's not that nothing has changed. It's just Trae Young looks like the most overrated player in basketball, which the NBA players voted him as. He looks horrible. He's playing worse than Derek White. The Celtics are just absolutely way more talented than the Hawks are, and it's not particularly close. At this point, it might be just the fact that I'm a Celtics fan. I would be genuinely surprised if the Hawks won a game. I would genuinely be surprised if the Hawks won a game in this series, but you never know. Some weird things happen. But yeah, no, I don't see the Hawks winning a game in this one. Minnesota is actually making things interesting in Denver, and it's not that I think they're gonna win the series. It's more so that they're making this much must-watch TV. I was like, these late night games, I'm staying up for to watch Anthony Edwards battle Jamal Murray, in something that is very reminiscent to what we saw Jamal Murray do with Donovan Mitchell in the bubble. I was like, it is very reminiscent of that. And it's fun. I don't know what the physicality of this one just feels different. I don't know if it's all the foul calls, or if these two teams are genuinely playing more physical than just about everybody else. But it is fun. It is fun to watch. With that being said, I don't know if Minnesota wins 2 games, even in the series. I think they'll win 1. I think they'll steal 1 from Denver. But I don't see them winning 2 games. I don't see them winning the series. But holy cow, these games are must-watch TV. Anthony Edwards has been fantastic. Jokic has been great as well. Jamal Murray. Michael Porter Jr. is having his Michael Porter Jr. classic games. Looking like one of the best shooters in the league when he shoots the ball. It's fantastic to watch. These games are amazing. And I recommend, I get in the East Coast, it's a little harder. But specifically for you in the Midwest, Mountain and Pacific times, stay up for these games. These games are fantastic. The final easy one to kind of predict here, I guess there's one more. That's Brooklyn and Philadelphia. Philadelphia is just going to win the series. I think they would win the series whether the MVP Embiid played or not. I think Philly's just so much more talented than Brooklyn is, that if Embiid needs to rest, you can rest him for a full 48 minutes in a game and win the game still. Win the series. Will Brooklyn win 1? Maybe. I think they're going to go down 3-0, but then they might win the game 4 in Brooklyn. There's just not enough talent there. I will say they are building with the right Bridges. I find this hilarious. Brooklyn Bridges, Mikal Bridges, whatever, shut up. But Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson have been fantastic. Specifically in this playoff series, combining for almost 50 points a game on some pretty good efficiency as well. And I think they're building it correctly. It's not this year. They did the best they could in the situation. Shout out to everyone there. But there's just not much you can do when you're playing an Embiid that is getting almost 20 rebounds in a game. There's just not much Nicholas Claxton's going to do against that. Very good player. Just you can't compete with that on a daily basis. The final easy one to predict, I would say. Mainly shout out to the fallen white boy who will probably not be playing the rest of this series. Well, he won't be playing the rest of the series, not even probably. Yeah, that's the Bucks and the Heat. I think Charles Barkley, deservedly so, got flamed for this on the TNT show. When he said Tyler Hero was a bigger loss than Giannis. Wording was a little wrong, but the way he backed it up, the Heat have no shot to beat the Bucks without Tyler Hero. The Bucks can very easily beat the Heat without Giannis. They proved it in Game 2. They blew the Heat out in Game 2. Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, they can carry an offense. Brook Lopez, Drew Holiday can carry a defense. So Drew Holiday can pretty much carry this. Not really. But like this team is still a very good team. This Bucks team is still very good without Giannis. Giannis just takes them over the hump into championship contender. The Heat, their offense is just going to look so much worse without Tyler Hero on the offense, unless Duncan Robinson decides to come out and prove why he got paid all that money. But I doubt it. Their offense is going to consist of Jimmy Butler, which is fine. That's an okay offense, especially in the playoffs, and Gabe Vincent. No disrespect to, well, I guess it is a little disrespectful to Bam and Kyle Lowry, but yeah, no, Gabe Vincent will probably be their second leading scorer in their next game. Again, unless Bam decides to play fantastically. And Giannis might even come back. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the Heat are already eliminated. Their jersey's up. Their jersey's hanging up already. It's done. And now we're getting into these more entertaining series. Not that the other ones weren't, as I mentioned with Minnesota and Denver, entertaining. But I just don't think it's going to be close. This next one is close. And the games are also very entertaining. That's the Lakers and the Grizzlies. Despite the Game 2 performance from the Lakers, which is my headline for this, that the Lakers need to wake the fuck up. The Game 2 was bad. It was very bad. There was no want to. There was no energy. There was no hustle. They shot 7 of 29 from 3. LeBron shot 1 of 8. The only real bright spot was Rui Hachimura. He was one of the only good player for the Lakers. I mean, LeBron had 28 on horrible efficiency. Anthony Davis got outplayed by Xavier Tillman. The Grizzlies wanted it more. I was like, that's quite simply what it was. Xavier Tillman, Jaren Jackson played great. David Roddy and Luke Kennard off the bench were fantastic. I was like, this Grizzlies team, it's different with Tyus Jones running it, but it is still a very good team. Tyus Jones is a very good traditional point guard, and it's fantastic to bring in off the bench as a backup if Ja gets hurt, needs a rest. Tyus Jones is fantastic. Again, the TNT crew drives the car a little differently than Ja does. Speed's a little different, but it's just as effective. It still works. Maybe not as exciting, but the car still drives. Desmond Bane is still one of the best shooters in the league. I think this series will go 6 or 7. I think I'm still going to lean the Lakers, especially because they stole one in Memphis. Not that Memphis can't steal one back, but I am going to go ahead and lean the Lakers here. But I think I'm almost going to guarantee this one goes 6 or 7. I'm not even going to say this one goes 6. This one I'm going to guarantee goes 7. The Cavs and the Knicks is a fantastic series, which I think a lot of people were saying as an underrated fantastic series, which it is. Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson are 2 of the best offensive guards, apparently, in the playoffs. Which is one reason why I really give the Knicks a shot is Jalen Brunson, if I'm being honest. Because R.J. Barrett sure as heck ain't him. I was like, he's going up against, especially now with Okoro being out, he's going to go up against Karis LeVert and Danny Green. And he shot 4 of 13 from the field in Game 2. Where Isaac Okoro was a pretty good defender, played 3 minutes. R.J. Barrett shot 4 of 13. R.J. Barrett should be feasting. He should be dominating these games. But it's not happening. I will stay. I do think this series is going to go 7. Talking about the Knicks. I will hype up the Cavs a little bit here. Their defense looked fantastic. Like 39 points and a half. The Cavs scored 34 in the second quarter alone. Knicks scored 39 and a half. I will say, though, Jalen Brunson is fantastic. And I think he can almost single-handedly, as long as he gets some defensive help, specifically from Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, plays some pretty good defense. R.J. Barrett just doesn't shoot the ball and just plays defense. That's probably the Knicks' best shot at winning the series. I think the Cavs take it. But I think the Knicks might go 2-0 here in New York. Might split. No, they'll probably split here in New York. But I do think this series goes 7 eventually with the Cavs taking it, though. Now down to the final two series. Again, as true influencer, we'll get to the Kings-Warriors here in just a second. Clippers-Suns is fantastic. Playoff Kawhi is a real thing. He's been amazing. He looks determined. He looks locked in like he just does in the playoffs. Maybe defensively not where he was when he won Finals MVP in San Antonio. Still incredible. He and Russell Westbrook, their defense against KD has been amazing. I keep thinking of the block Russell Westbrook had on Durant in game 1, I think. But unfortunately, there's not too much help outside of that for the Clippers, which makes me a little nervous, as in consistent help. Like the Paul George isn't there. Yes, you have Russell Westbrook, who can win you games based off hustle. He also shot pretty efficiently. They do have a deep rotation, the Clippers do. But when you match it up against a team as star-heavy as the Suns are, with Durant and Booker, who's playing fantastic, Chris Paul finally beat Scott Foster. That's a bad sign for the Clippers. They were handed a 2-0 series lead when Scott Foster was announced as the Game 2 official. They somehow blew that. But just like Devin Booker, Kevin Durant will have games where they explode. Specifically Devin Booker. Devin Booker is going to play fantastically. I think whoever's guarding him. Chris Paul does need to stay pretty efficient, though. He had a great prime Lance Stevenson fourth quarter to secure this win over Scott Foster. And again, I think this one's going 7. I also wouldn't be surprised. Going into the playoffs, I felt pretty confident the Suns were going to make it out of the West. I felt pretty confident about that. 9-0 with Durant as starter has now fallen to 10-1. But as I kind of overlooked the Clippers a little bit, I will admittedly say. But now this is a true 50-50 game. It is an even series already. I think the Suns will probably take Game 3, but the Clippers will even in Game 4 if I had to make a prediction there. But this series is going to be fantastic. There's only one other series that is going to make more headlines, more television news than this one, and that's the one we're going to talk about here in just a second. But this series should be fantastic. I love the fact that Kawhi Leonard, one of the best defenders in history, wing defenders in history, is guarding Kevin Durant, one of the best offensive players in NBA history. I love that is happening. This series is just absolutely amazing for basketball fans. And again, if you're in the East Coast, you should stay up for these ones. I don't care how late it is, stay up for these. Okay, and the question, if you watch this full YouTube video, the question you've been waiting for, or if you skipped ahead, or if you're watching on TikTok, you're just kind of getting it. The kind of clickbait for YouTube, are the Warriors done? It's clickbait because I don't truly believe it. I don't think the Warriors are done, but I think it's pretty dang close. And it's partially due to the fact of Draymond Green, Domantas Sabonis, all that. Partially. I do think Golden State's going to go and win this next game. I think they're going to win Game 3. I think they're going to blow out the Kings in Game 3. However, I think it is, at this current moment, I think it is more likely that the Kings win one in Golden State than Golden State does in Sacramento. I saw a tweet that or reply or something that just was perfect, that Draymond Green, he's writing these checks that he's relying on Steph Curry to check. Paraphrasing a little bit, I think I added a bit of extra words there. But he's writing these checks that now you're putting on the back of Steph Curry, especially now that Draymond Green is ejected, whether you disagree or not. It happened. Um, the Warriors are put in a tough spot, especially down 2-0 to one of the best offenses in the league when you cannot win on the road. It's tough. It's not impossible. The Warriors have the talent to win the next 4 straight. Um, I don't think it happens though. I think the Kings win in 5 or 6 games. I think all they have to do is steal one of these two, and it's almost over for the Warriors, in my opinion. This next game 3 is a huge game for them if they can take it. If not, game 4 will be a little rougher with Draymond back. Maybe you can get him another technical, another flagrant. Get him ejected from another game secured in Sacramento. But yeah, no, that's just my opinion on the series. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, follow on the TikTok. I'll see y'all later. Adios.